Rise.
What's up, guys? It's MikeyFish Horror. Welcome back to Body Bags. I am your Friday host, and today we're going to be talking about the movie Eden Lake. Alright, so Eden Lake is from 2008, I'm pretty sure, and it stars Kelly Riley and Michael Fassbender. Before Michael Fassbender got like really big, before he got in like X-Men and shit like that, he was in this movie. And man, this movie right here is super underrated, if you ask me. I think most people have seen it, but they don't talk about it enough. I know it is talked about, but it's just not talked about enough. This movie has a status, I feel, that should be out the roof. People look at movies that are very disturbing and stuff, and most people mention movies like The Human Centipede or Necromantic, which, you know, Necromantic usually pops up on my list. But when I'm thinking fucked up movies, this movie always comes up in my head. This movie's very realistic, if you ask me. It's okay. Before I get into that, I'll tell you what it's about. It's about a couple, Kelly Riley and Michael Fassbender, and they're going out to a lake just to get away from it all. You know, they're just going out there and just to chill. And while they're there, this group of hoodlums, or I think they're called chavs. They're called chavs, I guess, in like the UK and whatnot. Just a bunch of, like, you know, young hoodlums, basically. And they're just out there being dicks. The kids are, you know, just playing their music really loud at the lake, messing with this other little kid, breaking his shit, just being assholes. And so they're playing their music really loud, and their dog comes up to Kelly and Michael, and Michael goes over there and, you know, just asks the kids kindly, can you turn your sounds down? That's what he says, but he's just talking about their music. And they of course just write it off, and they're calling him an asshole and shit. And so things just kind of escalate from there. So basically, it starts off they're assholes, and then it gets to they pop his tire, and then it gets even worse where they steal his car, and then after that they get into a confrontation, and shit goes south from there big time. So I'll leave it at that. The thing about this movie is it is very realistic in most sense. A lot of people have a lot to say about this movie, and like they're saying, like, you know, I would just beat those kids' asses. I don't believe you would, for the most part, because Michael Fassbender is, yeah, he's an older man, but these kids are, there's 6 of them. One's a girl, so like, but still, like, it's strength in numbers, you know, like there's 6 of them. They're from 15 to like 18 years old. They have knives and shit. You know what I mean? They probably whoop your ass. I mean, they'll probably kill you. You know what I mean? And so it really bothers me when people say that they would, you know, just kick these kids' asses. I don't think they would. I honestly don't think they would, because he does kind of try to. He doesn't try to fight them, but he tries to at least manhandle them a little bit, and it doesn't work out. So, that being said, so what happens is Michael Fassbender's character ends up getting kidnapped, and now it's up to her to try and get everything resolved while trying to stay alive. Basically, these kids go fucking ape shit, and it just goes downhill from there. I love this movie. I think this movie is fantastic. I recommend this movie to everyone all the time. The only bad things I would say about this movie is they do that whole, like, okay, I got a weapon, I'm going to use it once, and I'm going to put it down when you shouldn't put it down. You should not put the weapon down. You should probably just keep it, maybe. Maybe that's a good idea. But other than that, there's really not many complaints I have about this movie. It's really, really fast-paced, and it's just all around messed up. There's a scene in this movie that it's the only movie that I've ever seen where I turn my head and close my ears and I can't watch that scene. Has to do with personal problems, probably, just personal experience. But that being said, the sounds of it and everything like that are really, really fucked up, and it's just it goes there basically. If you can't handle like child deaths, which I don't mind. I like it when a movie has the balls to go there. If you don't like it, though, I wouldn't recommend watching this movie. But if you are okay with that and you want a nice, like, beautiful story, not story, but just beautiful, action-packed, like high-tension movie, this is definitely one to go to. I really do believe that. I think all the kids did a great job. All the child actors. I think the main kid was. I think he was a good lead for the team. He was kind of fucked up. And there's some of the kids that kind of have remorse and they don't want to be doing this, but he persuades them to do it, or he scares them somehow to do it. There's another scene in this movie that does bother me. It just popped in my head. Michael Fassbender's looking for these kids before it all goes really bad, and he just walks into one of their houses with, like, who does that shit? You don't just walk into somebody's house that you don't know, even if they've been messing with you. And this is like before they even stole the car. It's just, you don't do that. You know what I mean? Ever. So it's just stuff like that. That's nitpicky, though. This movie is a fantastic movie, and the ending is a fantastic ending. A lot of people don't like the ending, but that doesn't make it a bad ending. It's just a fucked up ending, and I think that they couldn't have done it any other way. I think they could have, but I think that's the most effective way, is the way they did it. I love this movie. You should definitely check this movie out. If you haven't checked this movie out, definitely check it out. This movie's fantastic. Great acting, great atmosphere, very, very tense. So definitely check this movie out. I give this movie, if I had to rate it, man, I fluctuate between 9 and 9.5. I'm going to go with a 9 for now. But sometimes I do think of it and it's a 9.5. But yeah, 9 out of 10. This movie's fantastic. Definitely check it out. Hell yeah, dude. Hell yeah. Anyways, I'm MikeyFish Horror. Thank you for joining me again. I'll see you next Friday. Later, dudes.